At this time, I'll call to order the regularly scheduled committee meeting for the Village of Midlothian, Wednesday, October 20th, 2021 at 7 p.m. Roll call, please, Clerk Mass.
Trustee Katie?
Here.
Trustee Crowley?
Here.
Trustee Hilly? Trustee Ivan?
Here.
Trustee Johnson?
Here.
Trustee Killey?
Here.
Mayor Lewis?
Here.
You have the floor.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Just a reminder, if any of the board members have anything to say tonight, please speak into the microphone. All right, at this time, I'll open the floor to public comment. Sir.
I'm here to ask you know.
Excellent.
The complaint that I had with the vehicle, inoperable, has been removed from the parkway. I want to give a special thanks to the committee here and actually to Chief Delaney's department. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
I won't be here next time with good news, but hopefully I will be.
Gene?
Okay. Got a few things. One is under your business, Mayor LaRue,
Yes, ma'am.
stipend.
Yes.
I don't think it's a good idea, and it's not fair to the other committees that put a lot of time into the village. We work just as hard as the building, the zoning board, but we don't ask for a stipend, and we don't want a stipend. We just do it because we like what we do. So, I know it is up for discussion, but I just want to put my 2 cents in about that. You know, what are you gonna, how will you compensate other committees? I thought we were just saying.
We said that last week. We're going to compensate all the other volunteer committees with a fee village, one fee village sticker per year.
Well, I only pay $5 per month, so that really doesn't make a big, you know, doesn't really do anything for me. I don't mind paying the $5 for the village. I think the other one is maybe 13. I don't care about paying that because I know the village could use the money. So, but I mean, and that doesn't even come up with the other stuff with the zoning board. I mean, they're going to make money, and it just isn't right. It isn't fair.
Thank you.
And then, okay, last week I brought up about things being not posted on the web page, and they're still not posted. And I know that some agendas aren't on Word docs. Is there a way when you, I only took that one learner thing with Word docs, and it was so long ago I can't even remember it. Isn't there a way where you can convert a Word document into Word docs so that everything could go into, all the agendas could show up? I know the Finance Committee's agenda isn't on there. The only one on there for committee-wise is the CPC. So if there's a way I can learn how to use Word docs, I can come up here and learn it or something.
There's not a way to convert Word documents to agendas, but you can create templates so they're easy to update. You just change the date and post it. And I'd be happy to meet with you and show you how to do it. You could actually set up your phone book.
Okay.
I'll show you how to go in and create them.
Okay, that'll work.
I'll send you an email tomorrow and we can set up the time.
Yeah, because everything should be on there. You know, like the Finance Committee, I was looking for their agenda, and it wasn't. There was nothing.
We need to set up other committees, and that's a very good point. We need to remind everyone to start using it to do it so that everybody can see it.
All right.
I'll do that as well.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Alan. Okay, I'm kind of giving a shout out to my favorite committee, my beautification, our beautification committee. We're really, I mean, if you look at the flower boxes, they look absolutely amazing, and the grasses, I've never seen them get that big before. So we're really excited about them. We've gotten some generous donations from a businessman here in Midlothian, and we're pretty excited about that because now we can really do up for our Christmas and our Christmas decorations and not have to worry about spending money on a cake for our party that we're planning or having it donated by one of the committee members. So we're really, really excited. We have 2 new flower boxes, and we're going to compensate. We have a few in town that we can move around, names and stuff that'll cover that. We're going to we launched the Friends of the Beautification Committee launched their Facebook page, and it's being shared, and a lot of people are responding, and I've been posting our pictures that should have been posted a way long time ago. And it's really, everybody seems to really enjoy it. We're hoping for articles, we're hoping for other people's input, and it's a public page, and we're excited about it. And we're going to have a special meeting on October 28th. Instead of our meeting tomorrow, it's going to be a special meeting on the 28th. And mostly we're going to discuss our plans for the Christmas decorations in town. And we have some really great ideas that we would like to do. And, so we're going to meet up, and we have decorations spread out all over, so we have to make sure we figure out who's got what and where. And I know what we have, but we're going to make a list of who has what and where they are. And the third item, you guys had talked about, I heard you say in the beginning for people to talk into their microphones. I was going to, because I listened to the meeting last week, and that was one of the things that kept popping in my head. What did he say? And I turned the volume up on my computer, and I still couldn't hear some of what was being said. So speak into the microphones. As for around this table, when the department heads are here, the one time I brought this up about hearing them speak, and you put microphones around it, and it seemed okay. And then that seemed to fall to the wayside. And, it wasn't, nobody, you can't hear them. You can't hear the building superintendent. I still got brain fog. There's the building superintendent, or the public works superintendent, Steve, Dan, Gabby, thank you. It's a thing, brain fog. So if you can put them around so people can hear who aren't here at the meetings. Also, I see we have our friend here, and has he been hired, or is this still a trial run?
We're paying for him for his time, yes. We're learning, he's teaching us a lot. Trustee Johnson's working with him quite extensively, but we're learning, but yes, we're paying him for his time. We've seen the complaints, and we're reacting to the complaints, so.
Correct.
Unfortunately, you don't agree with us paying someone to do it, but at this point, that's all we have.
Isn't that something that should have been approved by the whole board? And should have you gotten more than just one quote?
It does not exceed the threshold of getting bids.
Because I worked at a multi-million-dollar company, and no matter what threshold it was, I always had to get 3 bids.
Anything else then?
No, that's it.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
See, no further public comment. I'll close the floor to public comment and move on to our business. Trustee Johnson.
Thank you, Mayor. In our board documents, I wrote a couple paragraphs. We're in the process of creating a work group to create a policy and procedure manual for village employees. requested that I take the lead and shepherd this project through to the end. The mayor also asked that we invite Trustee Killily to be a part of this, since he reminded the board that there was a village committee on the policy, so I would like to invite Don to be a part of this group. We also thought it would be a really good idea to also invite a couple of actual employees to help with these policies, to hear their perspective. So I would like to propose that with the board's approval and also with their recommendations, that two other individuals, one from the front office area and one from the buildings department, since those are the two biggest areas that are not under a union contract, that we start to begin the process of developing village-wide policies and procedures. We'd like to do this, we would like any department that has any policies that they currently have in place for their non-union employees to send it to me, so that we can begin to look at the documents to see which policies we do have, which policies we still need to create, or which policies we need to modify. Yesterday I had a conversation with Trustee Ivan, and he provided me with a Dropbox of draft policies that we will be taking a look at to see again what policies are we interested in having, which policies do we no longer need, which policies need to be modified. So I'd like to try to get everything done with the first draft by November 10th, and then hopefully after the first of the year have something for the board to look at that we can review and vote on to have it go into effect for 2022. Thank you.
Outstanding. I'd also like to ask Trustee Johnson, Trustee Killily, to look at the ones that we approved. They maybe need some refreshing touch-ups. It's been a while, so. All right, thank you.
Just to add to it, to the information I gave you in the Dropbox, there's still some other procedures that I found in other locations in the Dropbox that I'll add to it. And I also have the employee manual that we worked on, and it's like 99% done. It's more editing, it's more referencing to whatever policies that the board has decided to pass. So I'll try to get that to you the next day or two.
Thank you.
Is that it for today?
That is my report.
Thank you, ma'am. Trustee Ivan?
I have nothing for today.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Crowley will handle Trustee Hillary's business when we get to Trustee Crowley. So, Trustee Gailey?
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to remind everybody that our annual Fall Fest is this Sunday, October 24th at the Rain River Community Garden, and it'll be from noon until 2 o'clock. Everybody is invited. We have some fabulous scarecrows out there already. There's probably, well, there's over 20, and I know that we've got 6 or 7 more that are coming. So it's going to be, the rain garden is going to look great for Halloween this year. And we'll have pumpkins and treats for the kids, and it's free of charge, and everybody's welcome to come. The only other thing...
And it's Sunday,
and it's this Sunday. It's this Sunday.
There's some misinformation put up there.
Yeah, this Sunday from noon to 2. If anybody gets the publication from the Bremen Township, we had added it, we had sent it in, Trustee Hilly had sent me a note. Oh, Kathy Johnson has it right there. Trustee Hilly sent me a note, and I gave him the information in the flyer, and he forwarded it on to me, and somehow they have a little bit of an odd misprint in there. And it wasn't just for the Village of Midlothian, it was for one of the events, I think for Tinley Park also. I don't know if it was a printing error or what, but it says the date and the time, but it doesn't have the location. It has the location of the Rain Ready Community Garden separate as a separate event. So hopefully if anybody received that publication, they'll realize that it's a little bit of a misprint. But anyways, it's this Sunday. I don't have any other information to report. I am just waiting on a status on the 3 outstanding ordinances that the building department has been working on. So,
Thank you, ma'am. Deputy Clerk Black and I worked on redoing our page for South. So let me stop.
your page for who?
Hold on. So Trustee Katie has a problem with her eyes. I don't know, is there something to think about that right now, the way they're hitting us, it's too bright for...
The lights.
seems like this whole site over here. Can you see it in the camera? Can you see?
Yeah, we're definitely a little brighter right there. We tested it this afternoon, and we said we're gonna, look at it again after tonight, see how it looks.
Okay.
So they're getting some bulbs that aren't as bright. So they'll,
For these,
for the 8 that are in front,
yeah.
So-
Well, these 8?
those are the 8 that are on you. The other 4 are behind you on the flags.
Yeah.
So the 8 that are on you, they're getting some lower wattage bulbs, so it won't be as bright.
Are these our lights, are these already here?
Yeah, but they were angled up.
Oh,
And then
They're pointing at the wall and doing nothing.
okay.
They were pointing at those signs behind you.
when we went to Zoom, I don't remember, I don't think we even turned these on when we were doing remote meetings. So,
Yeah, I can't hook up without seeing spots. Right.
all right, just a feedback.
Sure,
All right.
no problem.
We worked on updating our information for the Chicago Southland Visitors Bureau.
Uh-huh.
And we removed, as an attraction, removed the big spinning pork chop and put in the fall fence. Let you know that.
Thank you.
I was a little embarrassed when I saw it. Anywho, all right, thank you, ma'am. Trustee Kilby.
Thanks, Mayor. Chief Pat Wagner wants to replace the 2003 ambulance. And again, the lead time to build the ambulance is substantial. And if we can get the worker in before November 1st, it will save us money. So I'd like that put on the agenda for next meeting to approve that. The price, of course, is substantial, and I did ask, of course, it's paid for by the fire department fund, the vehicle fund. It's paid, this revenues from the ambulance service. I did ask Chief Hotwaker if it would be feasible to save the box from the old ambulance and put it on a new cab and chassis. And Chief Hotwaker told me that that is what he wants to do in the future, but the cab and cab for is one size larger than we usually use, so if we did that, it would be almost twice as much as we're paying now. So that's what we're going to do in the future. It's going to save us money, but this is the best way to go.
Yes, it's time to retire our oldest ambulance due to safety and things like the ISO rating, keeps our ISO rating going down in the right direction by keeping our vehicles up to date. But he did say that after this purchase, we'll all be the same chassis,
Right.
making this move box.
And we'll have reliable angles. This is definitely something where it's not only embarrassing, but
Like,
a little light threatening if your ambulance doesn't start or if it's in the shop. So it has a lot of miles on it. It's time to replace it.
any issues? Consent agenda for next week?
This is actually on the agenda for approval, right?
Oh, it is on the
Carry
agenda.
over, but she put it on for approval.
Okay, fine.
You guys ready to move on?
Anybody got a problem with that or not?
No, just, yeah.
I'll make the motion to approve it.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? Roll call, please, Clerk Marson.
Trustee Kilby.
Aye.
Trustee King.
Aye.
Trustee Crowley.
Aye.
Trustee Hyden.
Aye.
Trustee Johnson.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, but I forgot to mention, or did I miss you mentioning, this will actually come out of next fiscal year's budget.
Right.
Fire department will do a budget amendment to take it out of this year's budget, put it into next year's budget. Okay. Thank you.
That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Crowley.
Thank you, sir. Just a couple of things tonight. On our IT front, we did have to do a reboot of all of our systems on Monday night. Ruben was here at 7 o'clock. We worked with the departments to make sure nothing was interrupted. It went smoothly, and they were able to reboot the firewall and reset all the problems that was being set because of that. One thing did come up, we did realize that we did not have enough people in the village with access to a key to the server room. So just so the board's aware, I did ask the treasurer of Britain to make 2 extra copies of the server room key. I provided one to Chief Delaney to put in the key lockbox, so there's always going to be one here 24 hours. And unless the board has a problem, I was going to provide the other one to Proven. So that when they're here, if they need to get into it, they don't have to disturb the staff.
May I ask a question? Are there other keys that are accessible to people in the other departments?
Maggie, there's one in the finance department. I can't think of a reason that anybody would need to get into the server room other than someone working on the servers, and I don't think that anybody else should be doing that.
And if Treasurer Britt is not here.
There's one in the police department.
Okay.
So,
And
the
the
chief
reason
Delaney,
I'm asking is that Jackie's been asked a number of times and she can't locate one, so I just wanted to make sure that
so,
one would be around.
at all times during the day, there's always one of the deputy chief or the chief or the lieutenant in the police department.
Okay.
So it'll always be accessible. And then, Maggie does have one.
Do we know if does she lock her office when she?
I don't know. No, I didn't.
She does.
Okay, so that way it would not be available if she's out of the office. Maybe we-
Well, why don't we put it in a spot for any department? Here's what I want to avoid. I don't want to have anybody who wants to walk in there, walking into the server room, which,
It should be pretty secure.
yeah, it should be pretty secure. So if, Maggie wants to come up with a spot for Jackie or Nick to know, so someone up there else knows, I'm fine with that. But I don't want staff just walking in there and accidentally unplugging something or something. So that's why I asked her to be up the key. So if there's a problem, if all else fails, it will be in the key box in the police department too.
Can you explain to the audience what a firewall is and what reporting?
No, nor do I want to.
But I'm happy to report that my iPad worked today.
Very excited about that. I do know we use a third party to maintain our firewall. And when Proven used the password and logged in to reset it for some problems that were being had, it was almost like it was stuck. So it had to be rebooted. And the firewall company said it had to be done manually. There was nothing else they could do. We were able to get in, but we weren't able to fix anything. So, just like most things, they have to be shut down and restarted sometimes, I guess.
How's her result then?
We've had a number of comments. You're not talking into the microphone. I mean, I can see the second microphone is out here in right field.
Is that better?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So, next on my list is the website update. The departments have all been working with our website provider, and we are about 80% to our goal of updating our website and getting new information out there and making sure it's easier to navigate. I'm hoping still that by the end of November, I think end of October, beginning of November, we will be able to make that go live. So, fingers crossed. Next, under Trustee Billy's agenda, Superintendent Sperry had asked to have on the agenda for discussion and approval the purchase of budgeted flags and banners for the holiday. He wants to purchase 60 holiday banners, 30 American flags, 30 flagpoles, at a cost not to exceed $4,882. He has budgeted well more than that in his budget, and the quote is attached. So tonight, my next business will be to make a motion to approve the spending of not to exceed $4,882.80 for Public Works to purchase, I thought he said it was approval.
Yeah, it's only on discussion.
Oh, you can tell me, on here it says approval.
Actually, for my clarify that.
Okay. Well, then I'll be asking to have that on the consent agenda if nobody has any comments or concerns.
If I could make a comment about this, I think this is a great idea, but these are only to go on Cicero Avenue. Can we buy enough that we could get them going down Pulaski as well?
They have enough good ones left.
They're replacing.
it.
This is in addition to what we already have.
Oh, okay, I thought it was new stuff.
Yes,
Okay,
no,
great.
this is in addition to what they already
That's
have. I
awesome.
talked to Joe today, and he does have the additional ones that he's.
Wonderful.
What was the number you said?
$4,882.80.
Not to,
Not to exceed.
when you say not to exceed 5,000 cases hardware.
They can say whatever you'd like, sir. Yes, not to exceed $5,000.
What they found out when we started putting these back on the poles, the hardware was broke, old, needed replacement, and so how much do you have budgeted? Do you?
He has $15,000 budgeted for this.
All right, we can say not to exceed 5,000, that's 100% of the difference. I don't know how much hardware costs, but. Anything else?
Yes, just a couple other things quickly. I just wanted to go over. I did send the village a copy of the draft of the municipal code providing for a residential parking permit, the revisions that the police department and I are asking to have revised. We do receive a number of complaints regarding areas where they're having problems with business districts and things like that, parking in the area and front of their houses and stuff like that. So we are asking to revise it so that we can use this a little bit more for, not just for metro parking, but also in areas where they're experiencing high non-local traffic. We just received this late yesterday, so I did send it to the board. If everybody could take a look at it, let me know what their thoughts are during the week. I would like to move on this as quickly as possible. We do have our first meeting with a number of residents set up for Monday to discuss some problems they're having and considering bringing to the board to approve for residential parking. Next, I also sent out the revisions for the video gaming terminals. I don't know if everybody's had a chance to take a look at that, but again, if you have any questions, concerns, or additional comments after reading this final version, if you could let me know by Friday so that I can have this put on the agenda for approval next week. I'll put it under my business, not on the consent agenda, since this may not be the final. If this can be added to my business for next week, we'll hopefully be able to approve it at the board meeting. We have also coming up, we have been getting back into swing of post-COVID. We will be starting our school safety meetings again. The first meeting, the mayor, I, and Chief Delaney, and Deputy Chief Tavernier will be meeting with all the principals and the superintendents from both school districts early in November. I will be reporting on that after we have that meeting. And last but not least, CPC is gearing up for their toy drive. We're trying to revise some of the things we do, but we will be helping as many families and children in the village again this year for the holidays. And that's all I have this evening, sir.
Thank you. The resident meeting on the 25th is at 6, correct?
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. Attorney Valdez.
Just that our hearing officer that has been serving the village for the last several years is going to be retiring. His last presiding hearings will be the end of October. November 1st, we will have to have a new hearing officer. I have gone out to search to find a qualified hearing officer under the Illinois Municipal Code in terms of their qualifications. I would also be asking the board to raise the salary, or I should say raise the hourly payment or flat fee, I should say, for the hearing officer, as I don't think we're going to be able to find anyone qualified who will do it for the $225 we're currently paying the current hearing officer. I would suggest $350. Again, the last hearing that we had went over 2 hours in the hearing. The last one that Mr. Murphy did went over 2 hours, and the last one that I did went over 4 hours. So as you can see, even at $150 an hour, we need to get to $350 get a flat fee so that we're not paying the hearing officer wages that are not acceptable to the norm. And I would say that $350 is a great bargain for the village also to get a licensed attorney to be hearing officer for an unlimited amount of hours per day. We'll keep the cap on it, a flat fee, but we have to get $350. And that's all I.
Just a reminder, the state did revise their their requirements for a municipal hearing officer. It does have to be a licensed attorney in the state of Illinois. So.
Can I ask a question? Does the hearing officer hear the moves court and then also the other police court, or do we have two different hearing officers?
We have one.
We have
Oh,
one.
so he did both, okay.
Under my business, as Gene alluded to, I threw it back on the agenda for discussion. Given everyone has had some time to grind on it, as I like to do. I certainly agree with Gene that all of our communities are important, and we'd like to do anything we can to help them out as volunteer in this wonderful city and this all these wonderful communities. The difference, and I think Trustee Hilly or maybe Attorney Bell has brought up, the Zoning Board of Appeals is required by law. It's required by state statute. It's not a volunteer committee. And most municipalities do offer a stipend for their zoning boards. We're only asking for $50 per member per meeting, and they only meet a few times a year. So depending on what we have going on. So I'm in favor of it as long as we are also going to go back and give our volunteers something for being wonderful volunteers. So anyone else has any further discussion on this?
I would only ask that Attorney Valdez, if you could also make it, we had discussed that the people who volunteer for our other communities do get the opportunity to have at least a free parking.
Yes, that
If
is
I could put that, if you could.
That is in there already.
Free parking what?
Sticker.
Sticker.
Fee list.
Bill
Bill
sticker, I'm getting it. Oh, put that on the fees list, you mean?
Yeah.
No,
What?
not the fees list.
Give everyone who volunteers would get a free vehicle sticker.
Oh, I thought the mayor referenced it already. Sorry, I thought you were talking about something else. My apologies.
And I would just say
What?
I know you can't see.
the ordinance, the draft ordinance that has that provision in it, trustee also has a designation of the village clerk as being the authority who certifies that the person is entitled to that. So we don't have any issues with regard to people saying that, I live here, or I, have been for a couple of weeks on the zoning board, or if someone doesn't appear, the village clerk will determine who under the ordinance is entitled to that sticker, and his decision will be final.
All right, then I would like that on the consent agenda for approval next week. And that is all I have, I think. Alan and I, as I said last week, we did the St. Chris 5K. We finished in 51 minutes and 40-some seconds. Not bad for walking. It was nice. It was nice turnout. I think they had over 200 walkers, joggers. It was nice, and it was chilly for me, but he was wearing shorts.
Yeah, they had 300 Mayor. It was
300 signed
the
up.
highest turnout they've had in years.
They had 300 sign up, but we get the
Okay.
the score sheet at the end, and I think it was on 95. So
Okay.
maybe not wrong, but it was nice. It was a nice turnout. And, good times. So
Great.
and going back to the Scarecrows, did you see the submission from Parkside Realty?
Yes. Very creative.
No offense to anyone else, there's some very, very
Yeah,
creative.
and it was really cute that he purposely put his Scarecrow house box, Deadwich, next to Dorothy from the bank, from People's Bank, so, yeah, it's very cute.
Looking forward to Sunday.
Yeah, well, today, we had some Star Wars Scarecrows. I noticed 3 Star Wars Scarecrows over there. There's a Princess Leia, Darth Vader, and it looks like Jabba the Hutt, but nobody put a sign in front of it. So I'm not sure who submitted those. And then there was another Scarecrow.
Did you like them, or they're not the win?
I'm not judging.
You haven't seen ours yet.
I'm not judging. So you haven't seen building and building/finance. Theirs is very cute.
Who's his minion?
The minions belongs to front office. Yeah, that's really cute too.
Overachiever.
Yeah.
I was able to get a sneak peek at the police department Scarecrow this evening, and it's looking very cute, I have to
Yeah,
say.
Public Works is putting up 8 more stakes tomorrow.
Wow.
So, yeah, I mean, we had over 20 up and they're all gone, so, so they'll be put up, so all the rest of the Scarecrows can be installed tomorrow. But yeah, if anybody knows who put those 3 Star Wars out there, let me know, we will get you a sign. And then there was another one, it's got a burlap head and a red t-shirt and some jeans and boots, and there's no sign for that one either. So if anybody knows who installed those, we'll get a sign over to you so you can write it up, or I'll be happy to write up the sign for you.
What movie would that be?
I have no
What
idea.
movie?
I'm not sure.
That's Superintendent Nick standing on.
A little short, a little short for Nick.
That's all I have for tonight. Clerk Glasgow.
I have nothing to adjourn.
Seeing as no further business coming for the board, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
Second?
All in favor?